In this demonstration, we're going to take a look at some of the functions that are available in the Underscore.js code library to work with JavaScript arrays. In particular, we're going to be taking a look at the first, initial, last, and rest functions. So to get started here, the first thing that we need is what we have here on line 7. We have included the underscore JavaScript library so that we can call the various methods and stuff that are available in it. You can either download the library and include it locally on your website, or you can refer to a CDN as we have done here, and it will make the library available for the web page. Now down here we're going to write some code. We're going to go ahead and set up an array for us to work with. We'll call the array colors and put some colors in the array. We'll have red, and we'll have blue, and we'll put yellow and white, and then we'll have black. So we've got an array of 5 colors here, and so we're going to take a look at these functions and we're going to see how we have the ability to retrieve certain pieces of information from the array. And this can actually be very helpful in our own programming, being able to quickly retrieve parts of the array that we need. So we'll start first with the first function. So we'll create a little var item here, and we'll say underscore, which is the character that is the name of the library itself. Underscore just happens to be a valid character value for a JavaScript name. So we'll have underscore.first, and then we're going to pass in our array. Now to see the output of this, we're going to do console.log item. So this way we can actually see what is pulled out of the array with the first function. So jumping over to our web browser, let's reload the page and let's see what we get. So we see that when we call first, we actually get the value red, which if we take a look at our code is actually the very first item in the array. Okay, so in addition to being able to get the first item, we can actually specify a second parameter, and we can tell it how many items we want from the front of the array. So in this case, we're going to pull 3 items with first. So we can reload our page, and now we're going to pull red, blue, and yellow. So we were able to get the first 3 items of the array with first. Now first also has a couple of aliases. We can actually, instead of writing first, if we wanted to, we could type head like this, and that will actually accomplish the same thing, red, blue, and yellow. And then we can also use take. And we can reload our page, reload, and we get the same result. So first is the official function name, but the 2 aliases head and take also exist. So the next function we want to take a look at is the initial function. So if we simply call initial like this, passing in our colors array, let's take a look at this result. If we reload, we'll see that we actually grabbed 4 of the 5 items in the array. The way initial works is it grabs all the items out of the array except for the last one. Okay? Now for initial, we also have the option of passing in a numeric value. So we could pass in, for example, 2 here, and we'll reload our page. And we're going to see that it grabs everything except for the last 2 items of the array. And so if we came in and said, 3, it's going to grab red and blue, choosing not to grab yellow, white, and black, the last 3 items of the array. The next function we want to take a look at is the last function. So we'll save that and call last. And now we have black, which is our last item in our array. If we were to come in here and say like 3 and reload this, we'll see that it will grab the last 3 items of the array. So in a sense, it's kind of the opposite of initial. In initial, we said grab these items except for the last 1 or the last 2 or the last 3. And in this one, we're actually saying grab the last 1, the last 2, the last 3, so on and so forth. The last function we'd like to take a look at now is the rest function. So we can actually call the rest function like this. And let's take a look at the output here. You'll see that we have blue, yellow, white, and black. It returns the rest of the elements. So the default here is 1. So if we specify 1, then it will give us the last 4. However, if we come in and specify 2, like this, and we reload, now you'll see it gives us the last 3, skipping the first 2. All right, so the rest gives us the rest of the colors, skipping over the number of items that we specify as the second parameter. So as you can see here, these little methods for interacting with an array can be quite useful for grabbing the beginning items, the end items, getting what's ever left after a certain number. To do this within JavaScript would require a little bit more work in terms of setting up the function calls. Also, these function names are actually very easy to read and understand what they're doing. Oh, and one final thing, on REST, we actually have 2 aliases for it as well. We can actually use tail and reload and we get the same result. And we can also use drop. Save that, reload, and we get the same result.